Last night, if you watched the 49ers Eagles playoff game, you saw something significant. Well, at least I did. What I saw was Google Gemini's AI assistant took over all the commercial breaks. There's a major cell phone provider in Canada and it has done a partnership with Gemini. And during Primetime audience, while millions were watching, they came up with the commercials. Those commercials are more like just showing people every day using AI to solve daily problems. Mainly, the commercials were about getting recommendations. However, people will start learning how to use Gemini for every task that is in front of them. So my analogy about it is, if AI assistants are being advertised during playoff football, that doesn't mean that Gemini is coming. What it means is it's here and it's right now. So probably Monday morning and all next week and coming forward, there will be more and more and more people in an office probably trying to use Gemini to make their life easier, asking Gemini or Perplexity or ChatGPT, who are the top commercials contractors in Toronto. And my question to you is, are you findable? So where this question comes from is that in the case of contractors, most contractors don't understand. And this also happens with major B2B companies. When someone asks an AI assistant to recommend contractors, and likely the old way, the AI search assistant is not really Googling on their behalf. The methodology is completely different. The AI, what it's doing is querying an invisible database called the knowledge graph. So here's what I mean by that. Someone asked Perplexity, find me an HVAC contractor in Toronto. Literally, there are like over 500 commercial HVAC companies in Toronto. It's an ocean of it. But AI doesn't give you a list of the 500. AI just gives you 3 names. But why those 3 names show up there? Well, what happened is that those 3 names exist as clearly defined entities. So the AI really can read them and understands. For example, that ABC Mechanical specializes in commercial retrofits for industrial buildings. That XYZ Climate does residential new construction and HVAC systems. And 123 Service handle emergencies, repairs, and maintenance. It's the same search. There are 3 different categories and 3 different specializations. But they show up because that structure now is being pulled by AI search. If you have listed your company just as a HVAC contractor and there is no structure, you're competing with the other 500 companies that are not showing up on AI search. In other words, you're competing with the other 500 ghosts. If you are a company and you have a defined entity in your website with clear specialization, so you have added service area, credentials, and location, you most likely will be now readable by AI. That's what we call the knowledge graph, structured database. So AI goes there and extract all the information, and then AI start storing that information. It's already parsed it, and now it's easier to recommend again. Let me show you the difference. Ghost contractor is what we call. Usually in your website, you get a generic kind of description, just contractor or business. You haven't structured services. So it's just like a copy and paste from probably a marketing tool. There is a vague location. Maybe is this aim to serve a larger area of what you could possibly do. Let's say that you put full Ontario service or full GTA service instead of focusing on the cities, Richmond Hill, Hamilton, Mississauga. Probably there is no third-party validation yet or no verifiable credentials. Now, instead of that, if you're going to become an entity contractor, there's a couple of things, tweaks that you can enhance your website with. So you want to have a specific type of contractor. So you want to add the word like general contractor or add a specialization like commercial HVAC, focus on industrial retrofits. Also structured services, schema markup with clear service type and the area being served. Precise location, it is important to name the cities. And third-party validation, like if you have any industry publications, certifications, or verified awards, it is really, really smart these days to have those fully acknowledged on your website. So the AI crawlers start looking for information and it does not see the ghost because it's in a structure. What it does is see the entities and start selecting them as like trusted. It's a citable source. So let me tell you the story of a company that went through this process. It's called LS Building Products. There used to be a regional supplier, good reputation, solid clients, amazing reviews. But what happened is that they were completely invisible to AI. So they decided to optimize around 6 months ago. And when someone used to ask any AI search, ChatGPT or Gemini, about building material suppliers, they didn't show up on the list. So they were ghost, generic website, pretty much what we call it, respectfully, a business card on the sky. It's got your domain, it's got your name and everything, but there's no way to show it to AI search. So they implemented entity optimization. So pretty much is you start structuring your data immediately. So for that data to be structured, you use also schema markup. And then also you build third-party citations. So after you've gone through this process, the results of LS building products were this: 540% increase in AI mentions across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. 67% website traffic increase from AI-driven searches, 400% value increase in qualified leads, and supply contractors from channels they didn't even know they could go into. So they didn't have to change their business. They changed how AI understands their business. That was the only change done. So remember, AI checks for attributes before recommending you. There are 4 types of attributes that AI checks. There's a type. What exactly do you do, right? Not just contractor, but like you're a general contractor. Oh, okay. That has a better understanding. Also, the other attribute is service. Number 2, can it parse your offerings? Structure service with the schema markup, not just putting the paragraphs, copy and paste, and pasting it into the context or the copy of the website. Number 3, the location. Where do you operate? It is important to cite the cities. It makes it more relevant for the AI searches. And number 4, credentials. Like if there is any third-party validation, publication, certification, government licensing or awards, it is important to have them on the website so AI can understand that you are trusted. So without having those 4, your company is a ghost. With the 4 of those, you are an entity. Gemini's playoff commercials aren't just about the future. They are about today and everyone, and there's more people every day heavily using AI searches, not just for daily tasks at home, but also to enhance productivity at work. And if you are not aware of these, I want you to know that we do have a way to show you how your website looks on AI search, how visible or invisible it is. All you have to do is just send me a message, and I will leave a link below so you can access that tool. Don't be invisible. When someone asks about that question for your offers, products, and services, you want to make sure you show up there.